I know usually you did not see me up here. I'm Veronica Chanel. I know it's Tuesday afternoon before 5 o'clock. Rush hour kicks in. I have decided to go live to talk about something, talk about the cultivating the Lux lifestyle. And so to let everyone know, and I want to thank everyone who's watching me live and those who are going to come in and watch the replay or the broadcast of this. My one word for this year, if those of you who do not know, is evolution. That's my one word. And so what I have done, I have created, oh, that's a lot of light. I have created a podcast this year. I am Veronica Chanel. Let me go ahead and tell you, I am the host and the creator of the Lady Boss Show that comes on Facebook now weekly. I am the owner of Dash Sophistication Boutique, and I am officially, I guess I could say it, singer, songwriter. I love creating music. I'd like to do a host of things, multiple things. What you see on your screen, I like to post these as my quote of the day. This is not the quote for today, but this is one of my favorite quotes that I post on my Instagram and also on my business Facebook page. That's on Periscope and Twitter. I am lady_divine_4. And Instagram, you can find me at IM_Lady Veronica. So this is one of my favorite quotes is, look in the mirror, that's your competition. And seriously, it really is. Because there's no one, I feel that you shouldn't really be competing with anyone but yourself. And now, I know I'm supposed to look at directly into my camera, but I have other devices that I look at to keep check to make sure everything is running smooth and fine. I have created in 2019. I was quiet in 2018 because I was getting over a major shift and working on some new projects and stuff. And so I want to talk to everyone about cultivating the Lux lifestyle is like my total mindset is well, I think it's raining hard. It's transforming because it just got really, real dark in North Carolina. And I think we are expecting like some crazy cold weather. It's coming this way, but it's warm right now until later. But back to what I was saying, cultivating the Lux lifestyle is like my total mindset. And it's my total outlook. I feel that everyone should be creating an environment for yourself to be happy, not just trying to get quick, fast, in a hurry money. You should be trying to change your mindset. When you change your mindset, everything else around you change. You change who you hang with, you change how you talk, and you change how you think. When you first change your mindset, you'd be surprised that everything else follows. So this is my podcast. I have a podcast, Cultivating the Lux Lifestyle. It's on anchor.fm. It's also on a lot of platforms, or most of the platforms where podcasts are available. I'm still awaiting for it to get approved on. It's still pending with Apple Podcasts. I don't know what is the delay. I think it was something going on with Apple, but I cannot wait till it gets approved on Apple. So I want to talk to you all about, in this particular scope, about episode 5. I was talking about enlarge your territory. Feel free to go up there and check out what you do when you go to your favorite podcast platform. You want to type in Cultivating the Lux Lifestyle. It should come up. And it's like, if you're on Anchor, it's anchor.fm. I think it's like a / Veronica dash Chanel. But if you just type Cultivating the Lux Lifestyle, it should come up. So episode 5, I was talking about enlarging your territory. I went in steps, actually. If you go through from episode 1 to 5, I went in steps to kind of cultivate, like, that's my favorite word, laying the foundation and going through a process of creating this environment that's good, that's conducive for growth, that's conducive for being successful. If you're hanging around a bunch of criminals, you're not going to be successful. You'll be successful with the police or the FBI. Let's see. You'll be successful by getting on the news or America Most Wanted, but you're not going to be successful legally. The main thing, if you are working on a project and it's legal and it transforms society, it transforms your lifestyle for the good, then you are cultivating a Lux lifestyle. And that's what I also created in 2019, the Lady Boss Show. It's all about me sharing the women that inspire me, that are doing the doggone thing, that are laying the foundation, creating their own legacy. Okay? No, they may not be on national television. Who knows? They may, but they're still creating a legacy for themselves and for their family, and they're using their God-given gifts to transform society. And so all of this is tied in together. All of this is an extension of me, and all of this is how I view things. You know, how it should be. Another thing too, before I get started, your shifts and everything that you went through, God knows I'm a Christian and I love it. There's a scripture that said, "For we know that all things work together for the good of them that love the Lord." Whether you realize it or not, what you went through, in some cases, depending on what it shift you for to get you in line or to get your attention. Maybe what you went through is to show you, hey, I'm hanging around the wrong people. I'm on the wrong path. So you're not going to be ultimately happy if you're on the wrong path. You could get $1 million. There's rich people that are so empty. There are rich people that is not happy. They feel like something is missing. That's when you got to really stop and like examine yourself. Now, of course, if you're in church, they'll tell you you cannot leave out God to be successful. But this is something that I wanted to share with everyone on Periscope because it's on my podcast. You can listen to it more detail on the podcast, episode 5. But so I don't want to be up there and be like I'm preaching or um, getting so religious. No. I just make sure I include the Lord because I have to talk from my experience. There was a time I wasn't even thinking about God. Didn't think about God, didn't talk about God, didn't know nothing. And so, and it didn't work for me. And it really didn't work for me. Maybe it works for some people, but leaving God out don't work for me, so I include him now. And so the first tip that I was talking about on trying to enlarge your territory, you know what you need to do? You need to find, after make up your mind and like, okay, I'm gonna do the doggone thing. I'm gonna step out and I'm gonna, this year got to be different. You can't be sitting in the same spot, repeating the same action and expect this year gonna be different. I'm not talking about New Year resolutions. Stop psyching yourself out. If you're doing the same thing you did last year, it ain't gonna be different. Okay? What one way you can do something different if you have it is find events in your community. Free events, networking I put, or classes, etc. These areas, these tips or these actions that you can do within your local community, you'd be surprised how much it'll help you to connect with some people and start actually stepping out. On my podcast, I only gonna talk about a little bit of it, so if you want to hear more in depth, you can always go there and check it out and listen to it. I talk about those who has the ability to dance. If you have the ability to dance, first of all, or sing, or play an instrument, first of all, you should be first of all saying, "Oh my God, thank you. I can do this." First of all, that's a God-given gift. Number two, why are you sitting on it? And it's awfully quiet, I know. If you have the ability to cook, like cook your butt off, why are you sitting on it? You should be doing something with that. If you love to dance, why are you not taking dance classes? Why are you not teaching people how to dance? Why are you not in dance classes trying to critique that doggone thing and get even better? You could be the one dancing on tour with some of these stars instead of watching them. You could be the one working behind the scenes instead of watching them. There's a lot of stuff. You could be, if you're a singer, you play instruments, you could be on the Grammy instead of watching the Grammys. You could be performing at halftime at the Super Bowl instead of watching them do it. You can do it. Those you see doing it are just like you and me. They're not Jesus, they're not God, and they're not the Holy Spirit. They're on earth. They came into this world through a woman, just like me and you did. And they grew up. But they said, I'm gonna do this doggone thing. They made a mind up and they started walking into it. So what they did, they started doing something. They took classes. They started performing. They record a song. They started getting and showing everyone what they can do. So being hidden, like behind the scenes, that's not always the best thing. Instead of wishing and dreaming, get out there in your local community. There's some if there's no classes nearby, if there's no events nearby, then like I said on my podcast, you need to drive. What's 30 and 40 minutes? Well, I don't know if I can handle 30 from it. Okay. You can easily make it happen. If you have a potty problem, you have a potty problem, you have a disability, you can stop, pull over, do what you need to do, get back, drive home. There's a way to make things happen. Get a room if you're tired. I don't want to drive back till I get a hotel room. You have to make up in your mind, I want this thing. And I'm going to step out and do something totally different than what I've done before. Number two, what I mentioned is social media groups. Social media groups, like I put here, would transform your life. It would transform your world. And also, if I'm saying something that can help you or can help anyone else, I'm not the type of person that always like to say, share, follow. I like to leave it up to the individuals, you know? But I think it's just good live stream critique. It's just good live stream posture to say, if I say something that encourages you, that inspires you, feel free to follow me. You hit on Periscope, those three dots. All you do is hit follow there and share this to your community. There's Twitter and there's also on to your followers. By the way, I do know some folk who's watching me on Twitter, on Apple TV, and through the Periscope app. Like you press the little speaker icon, but you have not entered fully in. Thank you for watching me. Feel free to share this thing out. And those who will watch on the replay, you're just as important. I am Veronica Chanel, a quick reset too. And I'm going over episode 5 that I published on my Cultivating the Lux Lifestyle podcast. So tip number 1, I was talking about events in your community, how you can go and take classes and do like networking as well. So that kind of gets you, it kind of gets you well known. That can help you get you well known to what's around you. Or if you have to drive to it, travel. You're going to have to travel. If you want to be successful, if you want to enlarge your territory. Number 2, social media groups. I have found, those of you who don't know, I'll be on later on again with the Perry Girls. Now, the Perry Girls has helped me with the live streaming perspective. I have met some fabulous women that is going to be, a lot of them are going to be featured on the Lady Boss Show. I started off with one of them, Michelle Garrett. You can go, it's on YouTube. You can actually see it on Facebook. It's on Dash Sophistication Boutique Facebook page. And it's also on the Lady Boss Facebook page too. Feel free, you can follow, like the page, and leave your comments there as well. But that's where the Lady Boss Show is being aired on Facebook. I gotta hit both platforms, But those Fairy Girls groups started on Periscope, on these streets, on this platform, and it rolled over on Facebook when Facebook brought the live streaming and all these other advances and stories. So the Fairy Girls community is a great community. That's a social group. It's a virtual social group that has helped me to connect with a lot of great women. That's not the only social group that I'm in. I'm in other social groups. Another thing, I can't tell you to do something if I'm not doing it. Exactly. I have to be the first partaker, right? So other social groups that I'm in, Cornology. I have, there's 2 women that I classify as coach. One is Michelle. Another one you're going to be introduced to. But I'm going to interview her on a show in March. March going to be lit. The ladies got that whole lineup. The Lady Boss show already started off. First of all, when it launched with Michelle, it was lit. The insights that Facebook showed me, I didn't even see it coming. The behind the scenes and who actually, from countries was looking at this thing. I'm gonna do a video to show everybody the insights of that. But it's March. I'm looking for every month to get better and better. But those 2 ladies, I met them in social groups. Social media groups will transform your life. I'm not necessarily, I got to be careful because I heard of something called the Shade Room or something else where people there's some like ratchet stuff. I'm not saying the shade room is ratchet. I'm not saying that because I know there's some groups and little things here on Periscope. Veronica ain't saying that. Don't come for me. Don't come this way because believe it or not, I'll come right back at you. I'm not talking about that. But there are some ratchet stuff on Facebook. There's some ratchet stuff on social media, even on Instagram. I mean, you got to pay me 2.5 million before I get on Instagram and start twerking. Okay? Yeah, you got to come with some major money for me to shake my butt like that. I think that should be a private thing, not a public session. But some women, everybody's different. But social media groups that will transform your life are those that can inspire you, those that can change your life, those that can set you on your path. And thank you for the hearts too. I appreciate that. Change from the path that you're in. Twerking, in my opinion, this is just me, it's not cultivating the Lux lifestyle. If I'm a twerk, if I'm a dance, you gonna hand me 2.5 million. Yes, yes, because that's to me, twerking for public is just to be doing it while people throwing money at the. This is a woman. I just think something is wrong with this picture. I think that should be a private session between her and that one man that loves her. He deserves it. That's who deserved the twerking. That's who I think deserved the twerking. Okay, that's just me. And so a lot of stuff I don't do on a public platform. You do it private. I don't do it private for the world. I don't put on shows like that. So I think the social media groups need to be something that can do personal development and those that can like maximize your business that you want to create or whatever talent that you have or gift that you're sitting on. That's what I think social media groups should be able to do. So check out social media groups that's on Facebook that are catered to what you want to do that can assist you. There's a lot of groups out there for women, and I'm sure there's some groups out there for women and men, and there's some for men too. Because whether you are a woman or a man, everybody needs to be inspired. Everybody needs to be encouraged. That's just point blank. Period. The next thing, number 3, that I talked about. Now, more in depth, if you want like more in detail, because I really, when I'm my podcast, I keep it real, just lay everything out. More in detail, you can go to my podcast on Anchor. .fm or any of your podcasts, your favorite podcast platforms. Look for Cultivating the Lux Lifestyle. Like I said earlier, it's still pending on Apple Podcasts, and I'll be so ready when it hits there, because then it's like, to me, that's the big one. That's like the largest, because it's like, I mean, we're talking about that's Apple. That's Apple. And so here you see this particular scene is talking about, which goes hand in hand with my point number 3 that I was talking about on my podcast. Number 3 would be you need to get into live stream or create a video like what I'm doing right now. This enlarges my territory, believe it or not. Periscope is like, can go all over the place, number 1. Number 2, I create videos for my Insta stories and my Facebook stories. Sometimes I have more people looking at my Facebook stories than anything else. And when I combine everything together, it's like, boom. The number of views. Everybody's not going to comment. Everybody's not going to like. Everybody may not share. But they see you. They see your face. They see your name. And they see what you're doing. And that's the main thing. You don't have time to focus so much on haters and who's trying to get you, who this. Just kind of throw that out, because something like that can suffocate you creating the lifestyle that you would like to have. It's a suffocation. It's a hindrance. You don't need that in your life. You really don't. You don't need that in your life. What you need is something that can help maximize. Live stream can do it. Over a period of time, you got to be consistent with it. I like what one of my coach Ebony said. You have to be intentional with it. And I like what I call her Coach Michelle said. Michelle D. Garrett. You have to show up and show out. That's what Michelle said. Consistency and accountability. Those are her favorite words. See, all of this, I heard this from these women that utilize live stream, whether they're on Facebook, on Periscope. I also look at their posts. All of this matters. So if you really want to enlarge your territory, where it hit people on the other side of the world, like we're up, they're asleep. When we sleep, I'm on the East Coast, the US. They're up. It doesn't matter. It can still reach them. It's amazing. And Facebook reminded me. Facebook Insights reminded me, looking at the views and everything, the breakdown of the Lady Boss show that aired last week. I was like, oh my God. Folks in Egypt, New Mexico, Puerto Rico. Ew, Puerto Rico. I mean, they was like on that thing. They was looking. I said, "Oh my God, Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico." That means Puerto Rico have seen this page, have seen this video, and you be all these countries that I mean, even Sri Lanka and India, all these countries, different ones. I don't care if it's one person in Sri Lanka. I don't care. I don't even care if it's what's the other country? Um, I think it's what a city of Malaysia. I can't read. I can't even pronounce some of those countries. I'm like, what is this? Panama. I don't care if it's one person. I told the Lord, thank you. I'm thankful over the little stuff. If you do a video and you live stream and you don't have a host of people coming in, it doesn't matter. Go back and look at your views. However many you have, be thankful for that little bit, because he'll intensify, and he'll make you ruler over many. The Lord will. So I'm thankful over. I don't care if it's one person out of Panama, 30 people in New Mexico. Thank you for those 30 users. It may end up being 200. 30 in Puerto Rico. Thank you. Well over, I don't know how many in the United States. Then it gives me the breakdown of across the state, across the U.S. But so utilize live stream. Utilize live stream. And hold on, I think something. I hope nothing is wrong with my little battery. Utilize live stream, as you can see on your screen. Hold on 1 second, y'all.